What's going on, YouTube? It's been a little while since I've done an update on what I had going on. We've had a lot going on with life. Got a new baby here. I ended up going away from the kicker system that I was going to do. Decided to go with the whole SCAR audio setup. This is going to be a blow-through build, or it is a blow-through build, I should say. But here's the vehicle again, 2016 State of Colorado with the Duramax, 2.8 liter Duramax. Here is the subs. This is a completely different setup than normal people. It was going to be a fourth order, but I needed to keep up some space in the truck bed for strollers, bags, because we were going on some trips here. Went to Slimology, so I had to have room for generator, fans, other bags, everything like that. And then we also are going to the beach in July, so I have to have all that room for that. After we get back from the beach, it'll be a different story. We're going to try something completely different. I may be considering going up to a camper top and going just all out with this thing, but I'm not 100% just yet. But anyways, here's the current setup. Two SCAR EVL 18s, still 2-ohm subs. They are in a custom built box that I built myself. It is 11.77 cubes. Before displacement, 10 cubes exactly. After port displacement, sub displacement, bracing displacement. This box is tuned at 34 hertz. It's 34.27, I think, to be exact. You can go inside here. Show you the picture or the amp rack here. So there we go. This new the new amp rack. We have two SCAR RP 1500.1s wired at 1 ohm each, 1 amp per sub, and then we have a SCAR SKM 400.4 or 100.4, whichever you prefer. Basically 100 watts per 4 channels. These have 4 gauge wire, all ran off the fuse here. We have a 0 gauge run from the front to the back. There is LED lighting underneath this frame here that lights all this up. If you notice, it's all splatter painted in white. All this brightens up in the daytime or in the nighttime, or, well, actually, as dark as my windows are in my truck, when my doors are closed, you can see this very, very well. It looks awesome. We can put the seat down here. Sadly, I lost my Northstar 220 battery that I had behind my back seat here. There used to be a nice, pretty blue and white Northstar 220 here, but on my way to Slimology, I think the battery went bad. We're not 100% positive, but when I got up there about 10 o'clock Friday night, pulled down my seat, and the battery was all swollen up, and I basically yanked out the wires as fast as possible and removed the battery as slowly and as carefully as possible. Got it out of here before anything really bad happened. Got extremely, extremely lucky because my son car seat usually sits right here, and there's actually another car seat usually sits over there for my other son. And I'm so glad that nothing actually happened when we were going down the road on that. But anyways, go back to the box here. So here's the port for the subs. It is a blow-through. It's interesting. I've got my accordion boot around here. It is sealed all the way off. I have a silicone all the way around it to keep any water out. But this is a 12 by 12 inch port, 144 square inch port. It is 22 inches long. Let's see if I can get the good old lights to come on real fast. So you can get in there. Check that out. These are multi-color lights, so they change everything. It brightens everything up in there. We have one EVL there and one EVL there. You can't see them, but there are fans, one on each side to point at the motors to keep them cool when I'm after I've gotten done doing my demos or whatnot. I can turn those on. It'll cool down the motors real fast, which is really, really nice. They do an awesome job. But yeah, so we've got that going on. I am actually in the process. Hopefully, I'll get my second battery, which is back here on the tailgate. I've got this big old battery. It's an Odyssey Extreme 2100. I'm going to build an amp rack or a battery rack that goes over the wheel well, and mount this on top of that, get it all snugged down, run all new 0 gauge wire from the front to the back, and get this in here. Hopefully keep my voltage from dropping. Right now I can run the system off the stock battery and the stock alt. This truck has a 150 amp stock alt and a group 31 under the hood. So it does allow me to still base, but I don't want to end up screwing up my stock battery, or, you know, getting to work and then my truck won't start. So we do have this Duralast Platinum under the hood. It is there is a big 3 from the alternator to this battery, and a big 3 from the front battery, or from this from the alternator to the back battery. So we've got all this done. I've got to get all new wiring, get all my wiring matching. It's not perfect, but it works for now. I was just trying to stay in a budget in this build after, just like I said, just having a baby and everything else. We wanted to try to stay budget friendly. I think I ended up spending about $1,500, a little less than $1,500 on subs, amps, all new door speakers. I ended up taking all the kicker stuff out. I had a kicker 4-inch speaker here. It is now a Scar TX 4-inch speaker. And then in the bottom doors, I went from a coaxial type speaker to a FSX 6.5 loud mid-range speaker, and there is one FSX 6.5 speaker per door. The front doors actually had 6x9s down here. I end up making my own little baffle basically, that mounted to the door, and put another mid-range 6.5 here, same identical over there. And of course I replaced all these speakers on the dash with there's 3 3.5s across the dash with 3 TX 3.5 speakers. So it works. I've got my toggles here. We've got subs, mid-range speakers. So cool thing about this one, I actually have this had a Bose system in it, and I looked up the specs on the stock amplifier in this, and it's just perfect for the speakers that that are in the top, the 4-inch speakers in the rear doors, and then the 3-inch speakers in the dash. So the 3 speakers in the dash and the 2 in the back doors are wired to the Bose amp, so that it allows me to, I can run those 5 speakers at one time and not have to have the mid-range on. I can flip this switch, turn on the mid-range, get much more treble mid-range out of it. And then of course I have my bass knob, so I can turn on my bass knob and crank them if I want some serious bass. Then I have this switch here that controls my fans, so that I don't have to worry about them turning off and on when I want to. Then of course we have my LC1 bass knob here. It was mounted to the center console like so, but I was having, when I go to compete, I don't want to have to, I'd rather, when I'm driving down the road or driving around town, I do go to a lot of car shows and stuff, and I want to look as clean as possible, so it just sits there most of the time. Then I have this handy dandy little wire right here that's a 6-foot cord that goes from the bass knob. It's got input output as well, that goes outside the vehicle for bass competition, which I haven't competed with this system yet. I was planning on hitting it at Slamology, but when my battery did what it did, I didn't want to beat the crap out of my system all weekend, so no big deal. But hopefully I will try to do an update video this weekend, Saturday, as I build my new battery rack and get the battery mounted up. Sadly, that's not going to happen until this weekend, as much as I'd like it to. But anyways, hope everyone is having a good week so far. It's hump day, so if you have any questions or comments, and before I finish this, I'm going to talk about this sub. So I've gotten a lot of negative and positive response from this setup. Yes, the subs are open in here, but when my tailgate is up, the subs are loading against the tailgate. So they're not unloading funny. There's no funny sounds coming from the subs. They're doing just fine. The only thing that I'm looking at is Scar rates these subs for a 60 or a 55 square inch port area. I've got a 144 inch square port, which is just a hair too big for what they require. So I am going to try to put a 11 by 11 inch port, which will be 120 square inches of port area in this new port. So it should help a good bit. But I am quite excited to get this on the meter, hopefully by Saturday or Sunday. See what she does. And as I do so, I will try to record a video and get you guys updated on what's going on. Have a good week, guys. Thank you.